Oh, right, yeah. Um, yeah, they've arrested someone. Charlie Kirk shooting suspect arrested, says Trump. We have him in custody. Let's have a look at this. Donald Trump said on Friday morning that he had been informed that a suspect has been arrested for the fatal shooting of right wing activist Charlie Kirk on Wednesday at an event. The US president, in a TV interview on Friday morning, said he had heard the news moments before going on air. I think with a high degree of certainty we have him in custody. Yeah, you got to make sure. He said that someone very close to the suspect had turned him in. It's his dad. Think of that as well. I mean, politics aside, when you got to get your when you got to sit your son down and tell him that you got to go and that your son's done something like this, you got yeah. Shout out to the dad though. That's a real dad. The hunt for Kirk's killer has intensified as the FBI faced scrutiny for its response to the attack, and officials had pleaded with the public for help. Official confirmation of any capture and further details were awaited on Friday morning, but Trump said in the interview that he believes Kirk killer should receive the death penalty 100%. 100%. I heard the story as well. Um, that Charlie Kirk's little girl, when the gunshot happened, his little girl, scared, out of instinct, ran to her dad. Obviously, someone caught her before she got to him, but they stopped the little girl, and the little girl was heard saying, "Why can't I see my daddy? Why can't I go to my daddy?" 100%. You executed, you assassinated someone in front of everybody, but worst of all, in front of his family. And really, this is what's good for his family is that they can actually start. If this is the guy, it did say his name, didn't it? Tyler. Yeah. He said someone very Reuters and Associated Press named the suspect as Tyler Robinson, 22, of Utah, citing sources familiar with the investigation. Tyler Robinson. Official confirmation. In Utah, you have death penalty and a good governor there. I've gotten to know him. The governor is intent on the death penalty in this case, and he should be. Yeah, 100%. 100%. You're kind of glad America does have that in some cases. More than 20. And this is what people were saying as well. He was shot whilst having perfectly pleasant conversations with people that have different opinions with him, and anybody was able to go up to the mic. And in that setting, he got killed. He got killed for it. He got killed for it in front of his children. And like I say, the reason he did it is irrelevant. The fact that the left celebrated it shows you the rot that is grown inside the left. And I think it's exposed it because, all right, there's a lot of left wing people that are doing whataboutisms. What about this? What about that? What about the this right wing person? What aboutism? But the truth is, if you go and read my comments, there's a lot of left wing people in there that seeing people who they would call allies reacting so disgustingly to a man getting murdered in front of his family for having a difference of opinion, essentially. The fact that you're celebrating it and you're happy about it, and like Andrew Wilson, I did a video. Well, I don't have to upload it now because they caught him, but um, Andrew Wilson said that he's like, since this happened, he's got nothing because he's a right wing podcaster, etc. And he's got nothing but vicious memes and people, right, left wing people gloating about it, sending him the video, and like he's like, so if I'm getting it, can you just imagine what his wife is getting, what Charlie Kirk's wife is getting with these sick animals. And yeah, to be honest, I'm not even someone who really is massively in support of the death penalty, but you need to make an example to the left, and I'm talking about the left. Whatever this guy identifies as is irrelevant. Your reaction exposed your disgustingness. Don't ever forget that. The whole world saw in this incident, the actual real level headed left wing people saw actually how disgusting you lot actually are. And ultimately, that's what this has exposed. Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk had to lose his life for a lot of people to see it, but the left needs to be shown a stiff message that this is not acceptable and that you being online, to be honest, I know a lot of people are getting fired. I saw a DC writer, someone who writes for the comics. She, all these people coming out, yeah, it was great. And you want to know why? Because the rhetoric of your side is you go around and you call everyone Hitler and Nazis and fascists. So you think it's justified. You think it's justified. I'm listening to a great philosopher. There's going to be videos coming of this philosopher, but he's someone who believed Marxist ideology in theory, but saw it play out and saw it doesn't work. It's an ideological look at mankind that doesn't actually work with mankind. But he said as well, what he noticed when people have hatred, that when the person is hatred, they're much easier. People That's much easier to deal with when someone is personally hateful, because they can people can be reasoned with, people can be explained and understand better. People can just tire themselves out of their emotion and hatred towards something. When someone is hatred through ideology, they have no end to their energy for it, because everything they do is justified. People think it's absolutely great that Charlie Kirk died because he's a fascist, Nazi, sexist, racist, and because that's what all the left has been saying. It every left wing piece of media, anyone who says anything different, I've had it. I've had it just for saying how disgusted I was at Charlie Kirk's death. Oh, you're MAGA. Oh, you're right wing. Oh, it's like you go around calling everyone Hitler and then wonder why someone gets shot, because all it takes is one nut job to actually believe it. And then once you say that about someone, everything's fair game. Do what you want to them. Shoot them, kill them, whatever. Don't matter. Because, yeah. But yeah, there's a great, I forget his name, but he was a great philosopher. And he basically, listening to what he said as someone who saw communism play out, is just, he's a philosopher that's not really known, conveniently, but saw firsthand what we're living in, this ideological hatred. And you'll see it in the comments. What about isms all the time? They can't bring themselves just to say this was terrible and that this shouldn't have happened. They cannot. You'll see it in the comments. They'll justify their disgusting views and their disgusting opinions by saying, I well, actually, someone said it, a right wing, what about the right wing person who killed a family? Yeah, it's terrible. I will condemn that. It's disgusting and it's terrible. Now, will you say that this death of Charlie Kirk was disgusting and terrible in the comments, all you left wing people? Will you actually have the moral backbone to actually condemn something that has been done against someone that you don't believe with? You don't believe what they believe? I bet you can't. I bet you can't. And yeah, I'm not somebody who actually supports the death penalty. Um, but I do think the left needs to be given a message, and it needs to be clear. Enough is enough. You've been killing people metaphorically for ages. Call it what you want. Deplatforming someone in the modern age is essentially, especially a public figure, it's a public assassination. Look at someone like Nick Fuentes. He's on Rumble because literally Rumble won't take a back step to anybody. That's it. Nowhere else would have him. People wouldn't even have him on their show. People wouldn't even say his name because YouTube, Twitter, all these things would just remove you. Yeah. Yeah. But actually, like I say, politics aside, it's the family. His little girl and he they don't deserve that. And I mean, it's not everything, but at least for his wife, there's some type of closure to it that they've caught him. Um, and yeah, like I say, I don't support the death penalty, but I do in this case. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.